100.9 FM, Allen, Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
You are listening to 100.9 on your FM dial. This is KWTN, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe in Nebraska. You are listening to the Big Voice Radio, and right now it is 5 o'clock on Wednesday. We are going live at 5. This is the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. This is your host, Coach Q, right here with my big brother, B Love, is in the house.
B Love. Do I got anything here?
Yeah, you got that mic.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we got B Love is in the house. And so we got a real good show for you guys tonight, man. We talk about state champions, everybody's goal, in these sports that we're talking about, these kids all the time trying to become a state champion. Today we have a new state champion in our midst. A couple weekends ago, there was the state tournament for the horseshoes, and there's a lot of the native boys from around the way that are into horseshoes right now.
Yep.
And a lot of them went down, and we brought some hardware back to the res, and I believe there's about 4 or 5 state champions, and we have one of them with us today, Mr. Jason Bird.
Jay Bird.
What's up, Jay?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We were talking about it last week that the tournament happened the weekend before, but we had such a full lineup in the show that we didn't get to cover it, so we wanted to make sure and cover it. So even after the show last week, it's like, hey, we need to get those state champs up here, and let's get a couple guys on. So Jay, you said let's do it, so let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we get into the interview, though, I know there's some miscellaneous things that I wanted to at least give some shout outs to. And if you guys can think of anything that happened that we don't have on the list, one thing is our very own cross country guy from Winnebago, Diami Barrage, ran in his first cross country meet this past weekend
On the college level?
on the collegiate level, and he placed 10th. He placed 10th amongst all the runners at the college level. So I want to say, give Diami a shout out, say congratulations, keep up that good work, and keep proving to yourself and proving to everybody that you're built for this, Diami. So good job down there in Haskell, man.
Good job out there, Chinch.
Okay, and then I know that there was some junior high volleyball this past week, and so when we get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and let you visit about that, because I know you went to that game, B-Love.
Yep.
I try to get to as many of the high school and junior high sports that we got. I try to get to all of them so I can at least have the first insight of the games,
Sure.
And so I'm glad that you're going to these games too, because then you can give that same insight of those games, because we don't seem to see each other at the games, because we're going to different sports and different towns and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you're going out of town when I'm staying home, and vice versa.
Yeah, I get that, and we can watch them on TV. So I've been kind of trying to follow them, just with work and just being busy all the time. I said I try to catch them when I can, but I had to make that junior high one. Like I said, it was my grandbaby's first volleyball game wearing the blue and white. So she's officially a Bagel Indian, I guess.
When you walked in the gym, I know we'll get to this too, but when you walked in the gym and you seen her in the blue and white,
little lump kind of comes in my throat, and you guys all know me. I don't show emotion too much, but when seeing something like that kind of gets me fired up for her, and it was I liked it. It was a good little. I'm happy that she's there, and I'm happy that she's getting into sports and all sports, and so
we're definitely going to get into the junior high volleyball, the high school volleyball. We don't have no pee-wee volleyball going on because they had a bye week this past weekend, but then we're going to give everybody a recap of the sports in this past week through the Winnebago football, Husker football, Winnebago volleyball, cross country. We'll give you guys a little update and recap of what happened this past week. Also, we're going to let you guys know what's going to be happening in the week to come with all those same sports, and we're going to be looking forward to a lot of things. Then we're going to do a little recap. Both myself and B-Love both participated in this past weekend's Boys and Girls Club first fundraiser golf tournament they had down at Pender.
Yep, good turnout though.
Yeah, it was a real good turnout, and we'll give everybody a rundown of some of the highlights from that day. And then right at the end of the show. Well, at the end of the show, we're gonna do a little trivia game between B Love and Jay Bird. But Jay's gonna be here for the first half of the show. But before he leaves, we're gonna play that little trivia game.
Let's get it.
Okay.
We're both Husker fans, so we can see.
And then it's a simple one too. Okay.
Good, because last time
Yeah.
you kind of got us. Me and you just sitting there, kind of looked like we didn't know what we were talking about. And we're like, man, we're digging up these questions.
It'll happen tonight too.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be short and sweet. So we'll get into it. Okay. So hey, our special guest today, the new state champion in horseshoes, Mr. Jay Bird is here with us, like I said, and he's going to give us a little rundown of his experience down at the state tournament. Also, he told me about a number of other natives from the area that went down there and whooped some butt and came back with the state title too. So
6 total, man.
Six total. Okay, so let's get into it, Jay Bird. How about, first of all, let's talk about when you first started playing horseshoes. Can you think back to when you first started playing horseshoes?
I'd say it was around 5 years ago.
5 years ago, that's all?
Yeah, man. And actually, it was Mario, brother Mario. You know, he took me out to the pits out there, and dude, once I got out there, it was just got welcomed by all the bros,
Yeah.
you know, and was told to come back anytime, man. And
Yeah.
you know, from then on, I just, you know, kept going and, you know, throwing as much as I could. And, you know, it was like, you know, we did have a little schedule, man, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I mean, even in the wintertime, we were out there. If it was 40 and above.
I saw you guys out there.
40 and above.
40 and
Yeah,
above.
we were out there, man. And, you know, it's just, you know, a really good sport, man. And, you know, just the brotherhood and the friends that you make, you know, while you're in here traveling around, going to these different tournaments.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, you know, it's a really good experience, man.
That's good.
I'm glad I got to, get into it.
You know, one thing me and Buff always talk about too, and our sport was basketball, but we talk to other athletes about their sports too, is that these sports, man, you can meet some very, very interesting people and go to some very interesting places with this sport, you know?
Yeah.
You fall in love with the sport, it takes you all over the place, man.
Yeah, the furthest tournament I played in was in California so far.
Really?
Yeah, and that was this past summer, man.
Okay.
I took second out there. That was cool.
That was I saw your post when you guys went out there. I didn't know you played horseshoes though, but I saw the other pictures and stuff like that. That's cool.
I didn't
man.
know that, Jaybird. That's pretty cool, man.
I also saw that, and we'll get into this a little bit more too. But I also saw when you guys posted that there's a horseshoe tournament down in the East Coast, down in Cherokee or something like that, down there in North Carolina or South Carolina, one of them.
Yeah,
There's a native one,
South
though, all
Carolina, and
native.
I believe it's Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen that one.
And it's an all native one.
This past weekend, I guess Eagle Butte.
Yeah.
Eagle
That was a wicked one, man. $2,000 payout.
$2,000
payout.
payout.
Big
First
money.
place. Men's, the doubles, the singles.
There's ladies, women's too. I seen.
Yep.
And then-
Women's, they had $1,000 purse for singles and doubles. Then there was a
Man.
mixed doubles tournament.
Well, those are the ones. That's just like basketball, powwow, softball tournaments, all those things like that. You see those big prize monies, man. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
let's load up and go. Why not? You know, let's
Yep.
let's go chance it, man. It could be our weekend. You know.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back into the your trip down to, where'd you guys play at for the state tournament? Down Lincoln.
No, actually it was in Columbus. this
In
year.
Columbus.
Yeah.
Okay, Columbus, Nebraska. And so, give us like a little, like when you got there, like what was your experience? How many people were there? What was the crowds
How
like?
many pits? Stuff
Yeah,
like
how
that.
many? Yeah,
Levels.
give us
I
a
know
rundown.
there-
Give us a
I know there's
rundown.
levels to it too. You know.
I believe there was around 14 pits, and each one of them was being used, man. And when we pulled up, there were already people out there warming up. You know, people getting signed in, what have you. But yeah, man, we got there. It was a pretty big crowd already, because the night before they actually had a couple events there. I think it was a fun doubles tournament or something like that. And then that's when they started with the men's, and then Sunday was the women's. So it was a pretty full weekend of horseshoes. And
Wow.
I only threw on Saturday. We get there, we get signed in. You pay your entry fee and all that ahead of time. But depending on your ringer average, that's what you're going and how you're going to be put into class. You know?
Okay.
So I think there was a champions class, which was, you know, Cole Pearson, I believe bro Christian Roberts, Biddy was in there,
Bid, yep.
and Bruce Crow. They were all in the champions class, and we all, after that, it was A, I think double A, then B, and I think it went to double B and then C, down that way because there were so many people that averaged so close to each other that they had to break it down and double the classes up.
You got to make it fair.
Yeah, and
or a little bit fair.
I was seated number 6 in my group.
Okay.
And it just so happened that the number 1 seed didn't show up, and like my first game was a bye because it was supposed to have been against the number 1 seed guy.
Okay. That guy got scared of you, Jay Bird?
he must have heard of Jay Bird.
No, he's actually one of the bros from down the road here, man.
Who was it?
It was Durrell Sansi, D-Rock.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, he was number 1 seeded out of our group, and he didn't make the tournament, so we just ended up giving his games a bye and. Moved on, and man, from there I was like, I didn't even warm up, just got out and started throwing, and dude, I ended up winning I won pretty much all my games. I tied 1 game, which is like a half a win, half a loss.
Yeah.
So that was, I was like 4 and a half.
So was it a bracket, or did you guys play like?
It was a round robin. Yeah, you just get a list of names, and that's who your opponent is. You're on the top of the list, and then you just go down, and that's how you play it.
See, Jay, I don't think Quince is too familiar with how they do it. He's just kind of used to how we play out pops, is to go out to go to 21 or 25, win by 2, stuff like that.
These sanction tournaments were thrown in clay, so you ain't getting no sliders on these pits, man. And
what you throw is what you get.
Yeah, and each game is 40 shoes, so it doesn't matter what your score is. After you get done throwing 40 shoes, or it's 40 points, whichever comes first. If you're throwing a good game and score 40 points real quick, the game's over.
Yeah.
But if not, you're throwing your 40 shoes and you're adding your score after that. And, it being a state tournament, we have a scorekeeper for every game. So, nobody's doing any pin whipping or any of that. So,
and it's ringer whipping.
Yeah.
That happens in all sports.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Yeah, we'll get into the golf tournament here in a little bit.
But like I said, I'm only one of 6 state champs that came from the Winnebago and Macy area.
Okay. Our little club there. What? Don't mind me asking, Jay Bird, what level was you in?
I was in Class B.
Class B. Okay.
Yeah. I was in Class B. I won. I took the state title on that one. Landon Medina, he was in Class C. He ended up taking the state there. And Julia Webster, that's Will Webster's wife. She ended up taking the women's division.
Oh wow!
And who else was there? Todd Stabler Jr. He got the juniors, and he also got the Glenn Hodge Award for most improved ringer percentage.
He's the young boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I heard he's pretty good. Never seen him throw yet.
Yeah, he is good, man.
And Jason, he got that Glenn Hodge Award for the 2nd year in a row.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's getting better every year, man. And
how old is he?
I believe he was around 13, 14.
And that's Badge's nephew or son or grandson or something?
Son, I believe, man. So
wow.
Yeah, he got the award 2 years in a row, and then there was who was it? Clay Romo. Yeah, he took the boys cadet division, and Jordan Webster, Julia Webster's daughter, she took the girls cadet division there, and that was our 6th state champions for this year, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, I want to say congratulations to all those guys who took home the state title for the Nebraska State horseshoe tournament. Horseshoe. I don't play when everybody plays because I'm no good at it. I'm just kind of. I think I'm more in people's way, and one of those. If we do a blind draw, and they're like, "Oh man, I got Q. Hey, I got one of those ones." Man,
Don't get me started on that either.
I suppose that's in every sport too. We tried to get a little Todd on here for the show, but he's at football practice right now. He would have been up here bad. Said, thanks for the opportunity, to call out, to reach out to see if his boy can come up and be on the show. But I do want to say congratulations to Todd, because this isn't his first time, right?
Yep.
This isn't his first state champion, right?
His first state championship.
His first state championship? Okay. I know he's been participating down
there.
there.
He's been playing for about 3-4 years
Yeah.
now for being a young guy. Yeah.
Heard a lot of good things about his throwing too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
he
say
is, man.
keep up the good work. You gotta take over these old school guys' spot, Todd.
Badge created a monster, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, so then how did it finish up? Then how did that finish up? And you got the title.
Yeah, actually, we had to wait for the champions class to finish up before they did any kind of, presentations or any of that. And the champions class, instead of throwing 40 shoes, they play to 40 points. So their game can take, half hour and a half, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's the first one to 40, and that's how they play theirs out. But
those ringers, they, like I said, they offset each other.
Yeah.
They kill the
and their schedule is 2 days of throwing, so they throw on Saturday and Sunday. It's pretty pretty good, pretty tough schedule for them guys, and there's a lot of good throwers too, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is that so far the biggest tournament you've been to?
Or
is it you've been to a tournament that's bigger than that?
No, it's pretty much a state tournament. So this is only my second one. I went to Ainsworth in what was it, 2021. They move. It kind of moves around. I think last year it was in Scotts Bluff, which was too far away because in 2021 and 2022, actually, Daniel Ricer, Buzzy, was the Class B back-to-back state champion.
Oh,
and he didn't get to make it out to Scotts Bluff to defend his title for a third year, so... And
Brother Monk.
Yeah.
Brother Monk.
And he was actually in my classes this year, and had to take him out, bro.
Slap him around a little bit.
Had to take him out, man.
What was that score? What was that?
I don't remember it was pretty close, though, man.
That's hometown bragging rights, man. Let's go.
You got to take those.
Snapped up the state champ.
Yeah, got to get in his ear a little bit, too.
Hey,
you
got to beat the best to be the best.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah. But actually, I don't know who was the state champ for last year on Class B.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, they might have moved up in class or might have dropped down in class too.
Yeah.
That happens too. So.
How about that? If you win it, if you win one, do you gotta next year? Do you have to go up the next level then?
No, it all depends on your ringer average.
Oh,
Okay,
and
so
that's what brings you up.
You play tournaments, right? Like sanctioned tournaments to get your average up. Then that's how they put you in. So there's tournaments throughout the year that they play and they travel.
See, like this winter, I think in October, through March, we'll be playing at the Greater Omaha Horseshoe League down in Omaha.
That's indoor, right?
Yeah, it's indoors. There's 3 pits
man.
indoors, and it's a good time down there, man. It's always a full roster,
Yeah. I think I've seen some of your guys' posts about those
we used to
tournaments
go. We used to go a round robin, but it got so big, man, to where that we're doing double elimination tournaments now. So
man,
we're getting so many
that's
people.
cool, though.
signed
That's
up.
cool,
Yeah,
though.
it is.
The more the merrier, I say.
So is it Jaybird, you got to play in the tournaments to get sanctioned, or do you have to have so many games in to get sanctioned?
No, actually, you can just go ahead and pay your sanction fee, get sanctioned in the state that you're in. Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, wherever you're, living at. And each fee I think is a different amount. I'm not sure. I think Nebraska was $30.
Okay.
So that gets you good for the year.
So most all the fellas that all the bros that are out to the pits, most of those guys are all sanctioned and everything.
Yeah, pretty
Really?
much, man.
Man.
Yep. And
That's
all you got to
dope,
do
man.
is throw in 3 sanctioned tournaments throughout the year to be
3.
Oh,
to be qualified for state.
Qualified. That's what I was.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
But man, you know what? One tournament I never made it to yet, and been wanting to go to is actually they have a world tournament. Last year it was in Monroe, Louisiana. This year they had it in East Lansing, Michigan.
Oh wow.
Next year I'm not sure where it's going to be at, but each year it's a pretty good trip, man, for everybody. And we got a lot of friends from the area that go to them.
Just to throw out an idea out there too, because working with the youth and different sports, stuff like that, there's always fundraising going on. Always.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it'd be a good idea for you guys to throw a couple tournaments throughout the springtime or something like that to maybe raise some money and just say like, okay, we're gonna have one big tournament like in the middle of the summer, saying, maybe the top 2 teams we're gonna get you guys, signed up for the world tournament or something like that.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Put some money away for it, because a lot of times they do those tournaments out to pops. They always it's always like 100% payback.
Oh yeah,
it's always so if they did some, and then then they can get someone else at least throw in some money for some travel money or something like that. That would be pretty cool.
Do some fundraising and take a busload of bros down here.
I mean, with a lot of people having that title, state champion, you guys could even possibly get out there and find some sponsorship, to do that, and just like how a lot of the pros do, they got those shirts and they got the little businesses on them and stuff like that. You guys might be able to do that with somebody around here,
maybe a horseshoe club or something.
Those are good ideas, and I suppose I bet you guys put your heads together, you guys can come up with something good, because that would be awesome to have some bagels, some ho chunks, go represent at the world tournament, man. That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I might get back into it.
That I actually think, because I always think, I always thought Buff was a real good pitcher growing up, softball, and then if you're a good pitcher, you should be a decent horseshoe thrower. I'm not. That must mean I'm not a good pitcher or something. But I always thought that my brother here, he could throw with the best of them, And I think in certain sports you get out of the sport for a while, and it takes a while to get back into it again. I think that's why he said get back into it,
Yeah.
But that would be pretty cool, man. Especially to make a trip like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I'd try to encourage all the people that play horseshoes around this area to look at that world tournament. Let's see what we can do, guys. Let's go out there and represent.
That would be cool.
So one of the things I was going to also talk about, since we're on the subject of horseshoes, and since there's so many people that are interested in the horseshoes, I mean, one thing I want to do is kind of throw some names out there, because I remember hearing about a lot of old school people that used to throw horseshoes back in the day. Excuse me. But like Dega D, like Dega Dennis, Luther, Ronnie Ray. I mean, a lot of these guys, they still playing, but when they were younger, man, these guys used to be unconscious. I remember watching. Do you remember Lucan? Evan Blackhawk.
He was just out there.
Yeah, and just I remember how he threw it. Just a totally different throw than everybody else. It just
that spin.
Side, like at an angle, and it only goes one time around, and somehow it lands all the time.
I can't throw a spin
No, I
shoot,
can't.
man.
No.
Tried. Can't do it.
But there are a lot of our old relatives, and some guys even passed on that used to be really good at at horseshoes and stuff like that too. So I thought I'd just kind of bring up some of those old names. And I remember one time years ago, Dennis come back and he was a state champ.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a big thing around here because nobody went to compete at that level, But he did open the doors for a lot of people to say, hey, well, let's all go down. Let's go down and try to compete. Let's go down and try to win it, And since then, a lot of people tried.
Him and Luth, when they start playing, like Jaber said, he just started playing about 5 years ago or so.
Yeah.
They were still 5-7 years ago. They were probably still the team to beat. They still play, and they still try to pair up all the time when they go to these tournaments. And yeah, they still make noise. I think it's getting
they
tougher.
are a team to watch out for still.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, though. For real, that's good to hear.
I'll tell you a name who should get back into that used to be pretty good back in the day. Well, there's a couple of them, but my boy Avery, he used to be pretty good at it too. We tried to get him to come out and try to play out there for that tournament for what they had for Mario.
Yeah.
Of course, with Abe, he said, "Oh man, that sounds good. Let's see what we can do." As far as that goes with him, that's my bro. But yeah, but it would be cool to try to get him back out there too. And then another one is John Blackhawk used to play, and he used to be pretty good too.
Oh.
Yeah. So Macaulay boys.
Oh yeah.
A couple of them passed. Walt and
Robert.
Yeah,
Chocolate.
yeah, those guys. Chocolate. Yeah, those guys used to play back in the day. They used to be pretty good too. So
man, that's
from
good.
what I remember. Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that we kind of do on the sports show too is we don't just talk about what's going on today and the guys. We try to throw in those names too, man. Bring those names back, Bring those names back, and we can go on for days and talk about all the old school people that we seen playing all these sports growing up, and some of them were mentors, and some of them we just watched from afar, Sometimes as a kid, just watch them out there doing whatever, and we kind of think, wow, I want to be like that, So the horseshoes like blew up like golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day, hardly anybody golfed.
Yeah.
And then back in the day, only a selected few kind of went to these big tournaments and stuff like that. Now, I mean, every week you can go cruise out by the pits out there, and it's packed with people out there just trying to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good stuff right there. So going back to the pits, I know that one of the times I went down there, I heard the guys talking about being a member of the Horseshoe Club down there.
Yeah.
And that they have special cards, punch cards or something like that.
Punch cards.
Yeah.
And so and then I kind of got caught on to some of them, like the 19 man, but maybe you can kind of explain a little bit about how the members in the club utilize their cards and what the card is all about.
Yeah, man, actually it's just, something that, the bros came up with. It was, something that was going on before I even, started throwing down there. But, like you said, 19 man, you play a game to 25, and you guys got 19 points and you throw 2 ringers on and get a 6-pack, that's a punch, man.
Okay.
And then, if you throw a 6-pack, your opponent throws a 6-pack and kills it, that's 4 dead. That's a punch for him.
Oh.
And the person that you are throwing against has to punch your card for you.
Oh.
And that's
like confirmation.
Yeah.
Like little
And
salt and wound.
A lot of it
little
gets,
code
gets caught on camera too, and gets posted up.
You gotta hear some of the stuff that's said while they're doing it too. There's a lot of crazy stuff said.
Smack talking.
Yeah. And then there's 15 man, 18. It's just like 5 consecutive ringers. 6. 7.
Wow.
The more you go, man, you just keep punching.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's how them are. And then I think the hardest one is the 20 man, which is basically, leaners are 2 points out there out to the pits, which is if you got a horseshoe leaning up against a stake, it's worth 2 points.
Uh-huh.
But to get a ringer and a leaner, it's kind of like the 7-10 of horseshoes, man.
Oh, like, so for the final points, a ringer and a leaner.
Yeah. And not too very many of the bros got that punch. Man.
Almost you got to think like strategy. If they have left the open pit and then you had 20, you hit that first ringer, then it seemed like you would almost try to change your throw up and get it to really spin. I remember there's a couple of the boys that won it. A lot of them got that one turn or one flip or 2 flips, but to get that leaner, you'd almost have to flip it crazy so it'll bounce in crazy or something. That's what you had to think of.
I've actually seen it happen once, and crazy story is actually Buzzy. He was the one that was up next. I wasn't throwing. I was actually watching the game. I forget who put the ringer on and he hit their leaner, and the leaner, like he said, it just bounced, got a crazy flip, and it just stopped and leaned up against. But Buzzy had both of his horseshoes, so he had to throw.
Oh.
He looks over at homeboy and is like, "What's that worth to you, bro?"
Pay me out.
Yeah. You could knock that. You could knock that one off.
Yeah. If you knock it out of there, he doesn't get that punch. It's got to stay. It's got to count, man.
Wow.
That was the main thing.
Well, they got that one too, Jaybird. That they're probably another toughest one, and then. Pops and Biddy just got that against Cole Pearson. Those guys was a 25-0.
Oh, yeah.
25-0
Yeah.
Well, whitewash, complete whitewash.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say because might as well mention that again. He mentioned that in that championship or what was it? What was the top division?
Championship.
The champion class.
The champion class. Cole Pearson and Biddy, those guys are now in.
Yeah.
And then, but that on the monitor right there, it shows Pops and Biddy. Winning that championship at the tournament the other weekend. And,
that was the Mario tournament.
And they 25 zipped Cole and his partner. So
his partner wasn't too bad either. He come down from where did he come from? Sioux City or somewhere? Where did he come from? I never seen him before.
I think he's from Mondamon area or Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere over in Iowa. I think it was Lucas. That was his partner.
Yeah.
But actually, he is a pretty good thrower too.
Yeah,
man.
then those guys got paired up, and it was crazy. You get, Pops. Pops was out of practice for about a year because his health and stuff, and then Biddy just got one of the most fluent throws you can see. Just like his golf swing, he's got
fundamentals.
Yeah,
he's like really good on fundamentals.
Yeah,
man. He just like to the T.
And you get Biddy going on a game. He's tough to beat. He's tough to beat. And then
Yeah.
when you get Pops getting thrown, Pops, Uncle Vince, Diamond Jim, these guys that are, even Dennis and Loof, those guys could scoot up to that 30-foot marker because of age. I'm thinking, what's the age for that? Is it 70 years old? 65?
I think it's 70 now.
Okay, yeah. So they're pretty close on
Yeah.
that, and those guys too manly. They won't scoot up.
No,
They'll stay back
everybody's
there.
like, I'll quit before I go to 30.
Yeah, yeah. So and then they get mad. Because we had this lady. There was a lady out there playing. Her and her husband, I think, was playing, and she'd scoot up there. And boy, Buzzy, the day before, Buzzy's talking about it. Man, we can't be letting her do that. We gotta, if we let her, we shouldn't even allow 30-footers in there and stuff like that. But going on and on. Here, she wasn't doing very well, and then of course they played me and my partner. She throws first, opens up with a 6-pack.
Oh, wow.
From right there. I don't think she even hit. She maybe hit a ringer or two throughout those games. Get to us, she opens up with a 6-pack, and I'm like, right away. I'm just like, so that's what these guys are saying, because she can hit it. But then there's a line there you're supposed to throw behind it. She starts at it and steps in and throws, and then she's still about 2 foot ahead of that line. So that's why Buzzy and those guys are like, no, call her, fall on her. So
happens in all sports.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. Remember?
Oh my goodness.
Happens in all sports. You got those guys, the little foot wedgie guys. Well, man, that was pretty interesting. Now it really does for me. It makes a lot of sense. So I say thank you to both you guys for kind of teaching me a little bit about the pits and how they run them down there.
Yeah.
And I want to say too, that
there's Jay Bird right there.
Yep. There's a picture right there of Jay Bird holding the state champion plaque right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty cool pits, man.
Yeah, those are. See how far they go up there, Quench, all the way up. That's that 30-foot mark. So you're supposed to throw from behind her.
You just drop it over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, really, man.
Yeah,
No, but one thing I wanted to do, and also just to kind of help out the crew at the pits is Jay Bird is, if anybody is interested in trying horseshoes, even like for the first time, or maybe you've played horseshoes before and you want to get back into it, kind of like how Buff said, man, get a hold of these guys, man. They got a lot of people in their group, in this club they have, and it's open, man. They open how do I say it? They welcome everybody with open arms.
Yep.
And just encourage you to go check it out, man, because horseshoes does look like an interesting sport. I'm learning more about it.
Yep.
And so
a lot of the boys are like newbies coming in. They all call fresh new blood or fresh blood or something like that. So they just don't start playing for money right away with these guys. Cause
they're gonna hustle you, man.
Yeah, don't let them hustle you.
don't let them beat you one time and then start talking about playing for money. Because
right here, Jay Bird's Class B. He probably could have been up in champion class, but he sandbagged to get down here.
That right there, just put a target on my back for the rest of the year, man.
Yeah, everybody's coming after you now, man. Everybody's coming after you now. Well, man, that was pretty interesting. So it is 5:33, and
quick little contest.
Yeah, and before we send you on your way, Jay, I got a couple questions for y'all. All right, there's only 2 questions. First question has 2 answers. You get 1 point for each answer. Okay.
Okay.
Man, but how am I gonna do this though?
Because don't you mean we were talking about you and me?
Here, I tell you what, you step out for a second.
You want me to step out for a second?
Yeah, you step out for a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo.
How about I just go like this? I can't hear. All right, hold on, I'm stepping out.
All right, Buff stepping out of the room. I have a couple questions for you. All right. First question, Jay. There are 2 mascots for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You can name one to get it right, but if you name 2, you get 2 points. So you get a point for each one. There are 2 mascots for the Huskers. Who are they?
Herbie Husker and Little Red.
There it is. Ding, ding, ding. You got 2 points. All right. Second question. There's 4 answers. I only need 1, but if you can name all 4, then you get 4 points. It's 1 point per answer. Before they were the Nebraska Cornhuskers, they were called something else. The Nebraska, and they had 4 different names before the Cornhuskers.
Bug Eaters was one of them. That was the recent one before the Cornhuskers.
That is correct. I don't think Buff's gonna know that one. Unless he's listening to us on the radio out there.
He's streaming it on his phone, man.
All right, is that the only one you know?
Yeah, that is, man.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you in on it because Buff's not here right now. He's outside. They were called the Antelopes, the Old Gold Knights, and then this one's crazy. They were called the Man-Killing Mastodons. Yeah, I got that off the internet, man. I don't know. That seems kind of crazy, but I got that off the internet. So you got 3 points. Okay, we good?
Yep.
All right. Buff. All right, we got him in here. Oh, he was sitting there with his ear on the door.
You guys know I can't hear out that one there.
All right.
All right, hold on.
All right.
I just seen Jaybird flipped over his phone. Is he already on Google?
Jay got 3 out of 6 points.
3 out of 6 points. Okay. All right.
First question.
2 points.
2 answers.
Oh, 2 answers. Okay.
1 point each.
Okay.
The Nebraska Cornhuskers have 2 mascots. Who are they?
Herbie Husker and oh my goodness, is that new one? I don't know that. I don't know that second one.
Okay, ding. You got 1 point.
Herbie 1, Herbie 2.
Herb and Herb. Anyway, the second one was Lil Red.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that little stupid aired up one that bounced around. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, my bad. Yeah,
You ever see him flip around and he's walking on his
he's walking on his head. Yeah. Ah, damn, that's right.
All right. Okay, you got to make it up by now.
All right.
There's four possible points here.
Okay.
The Nebraska Cornhuskers, before they were called the Cornhuskers, what was the Nebraska name before that? There were 4 answers, 4 different ones. You get 1 point for each.
Damn, I thought you said these are easy ones.
Jay got it.
Did he?
Yeah.
So 4 names before the Nebraska Cornhuskers are called. Dude, I don't know one. I honestly.
I didn't either, but hey,
honestly, I
he
don't.
knew it. I had to get it off the internet.
One at least.
I had to get it off the internet, but he knew one of them.
Actually, they still had the shirts recently too.
Are you
man.
serious?
Yeah, man.
We got to try to find a throwback and try to get one of those.
Dude, I don't know. I'm lost.
They were called the Nebraska Bug Eaters.
Is that the one you got?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. So, but I want to see that shirt though.
Who gives that? I suppose Iowa fans gave us.
Oh,
that
look at!
name
I
or
think
something.
Best pulling it up. The Nebraska Bug Eaters.
Actually, that's how the Cornhuskers got their name. Was from it was a comment made after they beat Iowa, and then somebody from Nebraska, the university, liked it and named the team the Cornhuskers.
Oh,
man.
really?
Yep. That's another little piece of trivia right
Oh, there you go.
man.
You know that one either. That was
Yeah.
between Iowa. That was an Iowa Nebraska game, B. Wow, man. Those of you that are on the radio, DJ Besme, she's pulling up some images from the University of Nebraska Bug Eaters from back in the day.
That's nuts. I never even knew that.
Okay, now here, this is going to be even more crazy. Here's the other names. The Antelopes, the Old Gold Knights, and this one's crazy. The Man-Killing Mastodons.
What?
I know, man.
I would have never got those.
Hey, that's from the World Wide Web, man. So those are answers from the World Wide Web. So hey, if those were wrong, then my bad. But if they were right, you heard it here first.
So you got the Bug Eaters. That's it. I mean, after you said that, I was like, okay, I did remember hearing that.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah?
Yeah.
I can't believe I never saw a shirt or a logo or something like that before. Because you would think that.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that's really cool.
50 years living in here. Craziness, man.
Wow. Crazy.
All right, well, hey, Jay Bird, I want to say thank you for coming in here, telling us your story and your experience from down at the state tournament. Also, kind of, giving us a little overview on the pits.
Yeah.
And man, just listening to what you and Buff were talking about the whole horseshoe thing makes me want to either go watch or go at least throw a little bit. Just try it out.
Get out there, give it a shot.
And one thing that I gotta say too, I remember seeing some pictures, and some people used to post them on Facebook. You guys probably still do, but some really crazy looking lands and stuff like that where they're all twisted up and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know. Anyway, you guys gotta try post some of those pictures and stuff like that.
Get some. Buzzy used to post a lot of those too. Like if you get like a double leaner or triple leaner, when those land on it and someone else throwing it lands on theirs, and How do you even score that if they're leaning on each other? Is the one touching the stake? Do they get the points?
That's like an argument I don't want to get into.
No,
you gotta have about 7 different,
you
8
gotta bring all
different
the
witnesses,
judges in
man.
Yeah. Everybody got their own input. That's just something you have to let someone know out there right away. Say, hey, if this happens, this is who gets the points. I would personally, I'd say whoever gets the one leaning on that, and the other one, if there's 3 of them.
If there's 3, somebody had to throw 2. So I'm guessing 2 would be dead and 1 would count.
One would count, just like if they're ringers. That makes most sense.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
It happens. It might happen too. Crazy.
Well, hey Jay, like I said before, I'm gonna say thank you to you for coming in here, sharing your time with me and Buff and Bethany. We got a good episode talking about horseshoes and horseshoes. We skimmed a little bit about it from episode before and stuff, but to have a whole segment on horseshoes, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Congratulations again, bro.
Congratulations. Enjoy that title for a year.
Yes, indeed.
Got to defend your title here next year. So
bragging rights. You got to walk around. You got to get a little some platform shoes with fish in the middle.
I'm about to come out.
Disco stew. Man.
I'm about to come out of retirement and play left-handed so I get on your level.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to 100.9 FM. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. This is the official station of the Winnebago Tribe in Nebraska. And you are listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I am your host, Coach Q, along here with my co-host, B-Love. And you were just now listening to our special guest for the day. His name is Jason Bird, our very own state champion in the sport of horseshoes. Oh, man, that was a good one, bro. I learned a lot about just about not throwing, but just about the horseshoes and in general,
Well, how you're feeling right now, that's how I felt about all our scholar athletes that came in, because you just know about them, but then now you learned about the stuff behind the scenes. That's how I felt on every show that we had. I was like, I never knew that.
Yeah,
never knew that. So
well, that's good. Well, hey, that's one thing the show does, is kind of gets us in our fields.
That's what we do.
That's what we do, man. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move forward with the program. Our next topic is the recap of this past week in sports. And I put Winnebago football and Husker football right by each other because you know what? They ended the same way. Both the games ended almost the same exact way. Man, and then our town, this town of Winnebago, we just go crazy over our Winnebago Indian sports, and then a lot of people go crazy over the Huskers too. So it was a pretty bad day sitting there watching the games.
Well, the day was all good.
The day was good,
but the end results of those games, they just can really rain on your parade, man. It just
So the Winnebago high school football team. Remember last week we were talking about the game coming up, and it was the following day on that Thursday. They traveled up to Pine Ridge. That's a 6-hour and 5-minute drive according to Siri. And I think I made that drive a couple times maybe, and passed through Ridge a couple times too on the way to Pine Ridge, or on the way to Rapid City, going the scenic route.
Jeez.
And but never got to watch sports up there. And I know we got a relative up there, Casey Means, that is in charge of their basketball program up there. I see him working his boys out really hard. But that's basketball. Football, on the other hand, last year when we played Pine Ridge, I think we beat them pretty good, and they came here, and it was a real good game to watch. I think a lot of the young guys got into play. Those same young guys actually got to play most of the game this time because of getting older by 1 year and stuff like that. So the game was it was like I think you call it a seesaw battle, or a little seesaw battle, or teeter-totter kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't really hear too much about the game up there.
Yeah,
so.
well, it was a low-scoring game. I mean, last couple of years, Winnebago been scoring so many points and everything like that, and we got a young crew with not too many linemen the size of the linemen that we had in the past couple
we had
years.
some big boys the last couple of years.
Yeah, and so so it was a game. I mean, they had to work for it, and Winnebago had the lead late. They got the lead late in the game. I believe they were up by 4 points with about 1 minute and 20 left. and then Pine Ridge got the ball, and they I think they had like 3 or 4 plays that were all good plays within that minute and 15 or minute and 20. They ended up scoring, and they went up by 2, and then they got their extra point, and they went up by 4. Winnebago gets the ball, marches down with time ticking, and having to play the clock and trying to get out of bounds and all that kind of stuff. And during that chaos of trying to do time management and everything like that, one of the Indians fumbles a ball, and then Pine Ridge hops on the ball. Then ball game, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they were marching down pretty good too. They did have a chance at it. Just a late turnover in the game.
Yeah. That's pretty much the same thing that happened with the Huskers.
Yeah,
late.
yeah.
Wow, that is. You're right.
I didn't get it.
Thing.
I watched the Husker game. I know I kind of watched the highlights to kind of get a more in-depth look at it because I didn't watch the whole game. But that's the same thing I thought. That the Huskers they had a number of maybe about 2 or 3 different opportunities. I know that I was screaming timeout, timeout, timeout at one point, but they wasn't calling a timeout.
That was probably at halftime. It was like right before halftime, I think.
Right
that's
before
what
half.
I was doing too. I was ready throwing my glizzies at that screen down there. What the heck are you guys doing?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that was. I'm still gonna cheer for the Huskers. I told myself this year, since we're gonna be talking about the Huskers a lot on our show, that I'm gonna continue on cheering for them.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's like a first, because Quince, he's a Boise State fan when it comes to football. Boise State been garbage for the last 4 or 5 years, so I think he's time for him to open his eyes and join this other garbage team. Sorry about that, Husker fans, but
open garbage up or put some garbage away so I can look at more garbage.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, you got to remember, my main reason for liking Boise State is not because of that game against Oklahoma. It was because they're the only school in the NCAA Division I that has a blue field,
royal blue,
and it is a Bago blue field, and so that's why I love that team, because their home games, I'll watch all their home games even if they get beat, because that field looks crazy.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you heard this, but they're supposed to be coming out with the new NCAA football game on EA Sports.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, geez, the last time I played those was the 04 game, so it tells you how long I've never been playing those games.
Yeah. So I can't wait, because I like playing those games too, and then Boise State, they'll have the blue field on there too.
Put yourself on there, make you 99.
99, make myself 6'7".
Yeah.
300 pounds of solid muscle.
Solid
table muscle.
Fry bread muscle.
So it's 300 pounds of fry bread muscle, so like you are right now.
So you're just making a split image of what you're
You're cloning yourself. Okay, where are we at now? Oh, okay. I forgot. Okay, let's get done talking about Husker football and Winnebago football. Okay, we'll get into what's happening this coming week, but we're still recapping this past week. I know Winnebago volleyball though. Let me real quick cover this girls game from last night, and then you can kind of give us a little insight of that junior high girls game that you got to witness. Okay, so last night actually. The production crew gave me a call and said, hey, we need somebody up here to help with live stream. I said, let's go. And so I get up there. I want to see what the girls are all about, because Coach LaPointe was on here a few weeks ago, and she was, telling us a little bit about her team. So I wanted to see firsthand on how they were doing. And I think they're going to be pretty decent. I'm not saying that they're going to win a state championship or anything like that, but I think they're going to be pretty decent, because there was a lot of good things that I saw in that volleyball game, because my report on the volleyball game is going to be different than yours, because the girls are supposed to be hitting the ball, spiking the ball, killing the ball, blocking the ball, all that kind of stuff like that. So I didn't see too much from Winnebago last night on the hitting part. We probably got, man, if I had to go back and check stats and stuff like that, we might have got about 6 or 7 kills.
That was good. That counted as kills, or just
spikes
that went over?
No, that counted as kills.
Oh, okay.
But the other team, Hartington Newcastle, and they weren't that like athletic or anything, but they had like 2 girls that were pretty decent. And but those girls had like 5 or 6 kills a game, and then I think that I saw some good spots or some good parts about last night's game where our girls were being aggressive and they were going up hard to spike the ball and stuff like that. Myself, I think we just need to try to find a little bit of consistency with that aggression. With that aggression.
Well, it's still a little early. Darla's first year head coach, and we all know Darla from when she played, and she'll get them together. Through the games that I was watching a little bit on TV, I was watching I don't know, I think it might have been the first game or something, and from our bro Marshall Bass's snaps, he snaps everything. It's like you don't even have to be at the game. You can see Marshall's snaps, and it's like almost the whole game. So you feel like Toy Story, that pig going through that thing, hitting that remote all the time, and just going through his snaps all the time. So, but anyway, so I mean, I seen a lot of it. Obviously, his niece. What's his oldest one's name? Nadia. Okay, seen her I seen a lot of hers that she was doing, and then part of the spikes and the blocks. I seen her get a couple. What's her name? The Adania's Carnes' daughter, or
Danny.
Yeah, she's just a rounded athlete. So she does pretty good. Then like I said, these girls that are here, I don't really know too many of them because they're younger than like I said. So, but anyway, those are a couple that I've seen. So
because they're younger than that's because you're old.
Well, I was trying not to say that. I was trying to keep a lid on that.
I'm trying to keep a lid on that. No, I feel you, but like since I work with a lot of these kids and stuff, I kind of see them around, so I kind of know who their parents are and stuff.
Yeah.
Once you see their parents stuff, like it'd be like, oh yeah, exactly. I see that. I see that. So
exactly.
Yeah. So, but Winnebago volleyball, the girls, if you guys are listening, or the coaches, just nothing but encouragement. I say gym time and drills and just work on that.
Is that VJ and Willie's daughter?
Kelly. Yeah, yes. Kelly did pretty good last night too. Man, she's the one that got probably the most kills. She did pretty good last night.
Yeah, and the last time, it's crazy with her, and I said that before when they're up. I think they came up for basketball.
Yeah, they did.
And I said the last time I remember her, she's just a little bitty girl running around, and then all of a sudden she's in high school, and I'm like, well, who's that girl right there? That's VJ and his daughter. That little bitty one that was running around, that's her right now. Now she's the big girl down low on basketball, and and then spiking around and stuff like that.
It was a good time at the game last night. Winnebago, they did bring a lot of people out to watch the games. It is good to see a good crowd at volleyball games because it hasn't been like that in the last few years. So I just encourage the fan base to continue on coming out and cheering for these young ladies out here. They are really trying hard. So, well, I'm gonna go ahead and move on into. What about that junior high volleyball game?
Okay, yeah.
Where did they play at?
Okay, they was here. They played Tri-County, and I don't even know who that is.
Tri-County is Emerson.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Emerson.
Emerson and Thurston and all of
it's
them.
Emerson Hubbard, and just that little area has Tri-County.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they played them, and they have a lot of girls that I noticed in the junior high volleyball. And I think how they're doing, maybe, I don't know if they're just doing it this year or if it's something new, but they don't do 7th grade and 8th grade. I guess they just kind of do like your B team and your A team, stuff like that. So we get there and watch the B team play, and there's a lot of girls, and they look pretty like they, some of them need work because they're just babies yet, but they end up winning 2 out of 3 games, and they're all fired up and stuff. They had couple good ones, a couple good plays, and what gets me is from watching them play when they're like in 5th and 6th grade, in 3rd grade and 4th. They don't. A lot of them, they stand there like ready to go, and they won't go after the ball unless it comes right to them. Otherwise, they stand there. They're just young, still trying to learn the game. But so that B team, they were actually hustling around to the ball, and they're getting it, and, jumping around for it, and it was like, all right, at least they're more, aggressive just within a year's time.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to my, of course, again, to my granddaughter Cassidy Rain Bass. She had her first game, and she was on the A team, and she played along with Marshall's other daughter, Mills.
Yeah, Mills.
And Letty, my little granddaughter Letty. They did really good. They could just watching those guys play when they were little bitty girls up until finally trying to mature into young women and stuff, and just like watching them grow, it's just no better feeling. And then they did pretty good. They kind of slapped that team around 2 in a row, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I'm gonna enjoy this. It's that time. I'm gonna enjoy all my grandkids.
The ride begins.
Yeah.
The ride begins.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that same ride with our little brother Pete, because he's coaching for the first year this year.
Yeah.
Because his little Peach is
Fourth grade.
Pete Junior's in 4th grade. And
Yep.
he's at the age, and so. And then I say, hey Pete, what are you gonna do tonight? He said, Bailey's got a game at 4:15 or 4:30, and I was like, it begins, bro.
Yep.
Like from this day forward, like you're not gonna have time. It's not gonna be free time no more. You know. But I was excited for him because, you know, our kids are older stuff. They all been through it already and stuff like that. So I just know how fun it is to be out there with our kids, watching them play ball. You know, trying to push them to, you know, be on the honor roll and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I'm just excited for you guys.
I'm glad that my daughter Tisha and Alyssa and those guys, they you know, as young mothers, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing as, you know, being a mom, and they support their babies, and they're trying to get them into all the sports, and they're doing this and doing that. You know, like I said on the show before, told the girls, you guys just get them kids into every sport you can, wherever they gravitate to. Then, you know, that might be the sport that they can excel in. I said, so but get them in all. Maybe they'll like them all.
Yeah.
So I'm glad my grandkids are starting to latch on to sports. You know, and as an old athlete, that's how we think, and that's what we pray for and stuff. So far so good.
Yeah. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I know that myself and my brother, we kind of talk about our own experiences and stories and stuff like that. But, you know, you put yourself in our same shoes. If you have, you know, kids that are interested in volleyball or cross country, football, basketball,
Softball,
any of these sports, you know, the stories that we're telling are just our stories. You know, you guys can utilize those same stories and just, you know, go with it with your kids. Totally encourage you guys to try all sports, all different sports, and this is sports, so that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
and that gives props to all the other parents that are actually doing that too. You know, like you just hear Coach, you just here last week, and you know, gave all the parents that are stepping up to coach volleyball and basketball, you know, giving them all props, because without, like he said, without parent involvement, then none of this is even, you know, you know what I'm saying?
What he's saying is because we experienced that back in the day, a decade or two ago, when there was no parent involvement.
Yeah,
it was hard to get those kids to the game or practice and stuff like that. You know, it was really hard. You know, and just over the course of, you know, just some years, and, you know, not giving up, and just, you know, keep on trying, and maybe different tactics for recruitment and stuff like that. You know, it just changed. You know, and it changed for the better for our whole community. You know,
exactly. Because we got a lot more stuff, and a lot more. I mean, like I said, I wish back in the day we had the arena and stuff like that.
Man,
back when we was growing
you imagine
up,
if our squad got to play, you know, 80-some games a year before we got into high school. I'm telling you, man.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So okay. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and push forward just a bit.
Where we at here?
We just got done talking about the Winnebago sports, and so what we're gonna talk about is what's coming up this week. I know that cross country. We'll talk about Winnebago football. They have a bye this week.
Yeah.
They don't play this week. Their next game is gonna be on next Saturday. Our football team will be traveling up to the Rosebud Reservation up there in South Dakota. And we play at St. Francis, and then we actually have back-to-back games in up in the Rosebud Res. Yep. So next Saturday we're gonna be traveling up to St. Francis. So all you football fans who didn't make the Pine Ridge game, you guys, it's on a weekend now.
Yeah, it's a weekend.
Nobody has work. There's no excuses.
Half the time to get up there too. It's only about 3.5 hours.
Payday weekend. No excuses, everybody. But anyway, that game's at St. Francis is going to start on Saturday the 16th at 3 p.m. So that's the upcoming football game for Winnebago.
Yep.
They actually have a JV game on, I believe it's Monday the 11th, and they play Homer. So the JV will be in action up in Homer, Nebraska, just 6 miles north of here.
You guys got to make that one.
No JV football.
No,
I
it's
wrong?
not Homer. You was wrong. What is that?
September 5th, 18th. Okay. No, September 18th is the next JV game, and that's going to be a home game versus Tri-County. So if your son or your grandson or your nephew, bro, or anybody like that is on the freshman or sophomore football squad, then they have a game.
5:45 kickoff.
Yeah. So then that covers the football, and then cross country. I believe they have a meet, and they're going to be traveling to Laurel, Nebraska on September 7th, which is tomorrow. And they'll be actually running on the Cedarville Golf Course over there in Laurel. You ever golf over there?
In Laurel?
In Laurel?
No, I never did.
We should try it. I think it's pretty. I think it's a pretty nice one.
All right, bend my arm. You can do it. Dude, what's wrong with you? Cough.
Man,
all the
I
time,
don't know.
man. I'm gonna go get you tested. You got some stuff for the microphone we can spray on?
I'm coughing in my hand, and I'm gonna wipe on you.
And a Tic Tac.
I know.
Microphone smelling crap over there.
Well, this is Buff's last show tonight, guys.
Look at Beth even pulled
I know.
out this.
With all these jokes on Coach Q, this will be Buff's last show.
Not renewing his contract.
Yeah,
Get
not
him out
really
of
a
there.
contract. Okay, so that's the cross country. And I think they actually have. Let's see. Let's check that out. Okay, on the 7th, and then on. Okay, I said the 11th right there. So on the 7th, which is tomorrow, they run in Laurel, but on Monday they have another one in Wayne at the golf club over there in Wayne, and that's on Monday at 3:00. So, you guys that have your kids out for cross country, those are where you're going to be meeting up at.
I went down. One of my grandsons runs for Bancroft Rosalie in junior high. He's a freshman this year. We went down to a couple of his cross country meets down in going down south down there a little ways at I forget the Logan View or something. Cross country. How do you can't even watch it? You just watch them take off and then you watch them finish. I was like, what the heck?
If like your family, like how we are with basketball,
Yeah.
if your family is really into cross country, you'll see those parents running all over the place.
Yeah.
They'll run from one spot and they'll take the quickest route to the next spot and then the next spot. That's how they
That's
go.
how they do it.
We just came from we went down to Beamer this past, I believe, Thursday. Yeah, the day of the game.
Yep.
And Beamer, you've golfed in Beamer before, remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember that real steep hill on that par 5, I think it is? It's a steep hill. You hit downhill.
Oh yeah.
They have to run up that hill.
Oh wow.
And that's they have some nickname for it. But man, that's you're running 5K, which is 3.2 miles, and that's about 2/3 of the way through. Then you hit that.
Yeah.
And then you got to get to the top of the hill, and then you still have a ways to go to finish. And
wow.
that hill kills your legs.
Oh, I
man.
bet.
Yeah, so
Kill my legs walking down it.
kill my legs thinking about it.
I'll kill that golf ball going down that hill.
Right, the only way we're going down that hill is either on that golf cart or you're gonna be rolling down there. So twist your ankle and just roll all the way down and be the fastest route. Okay.
About the damn jokes
I
today.
know everybody's having fun today, guys. All right, so now brings us to this last one about what to watch this week. Our beloved
Nice.
I almost said it too. Our beloved Nebraska. No, I was just joking. Nebraska Cornhuskers. They go and they play Coach Prime, right?
Coach Prime.
Coach Prime, man.
Yeah.
Just thinking about the Nebraska game last week and then the Colorado game last week.
Oh my goodness. Man. Well, as everybody knows, Colorado upset TCU, which TCU just played in the national championship last year.
Yeah.
And Coach Prime, Deion Sanders' first game, and he comes and he upsets him, beats him by 4 points or 7 points, whatever it was. But I give props to Deion's son.
Yeah.
First start for his dad. First start as a Colorado Buffalo, and he set the school record on passing yards. It's like 504 yards or something.
540 something yards.
40 something, yeah. So that's good stuff there. We're just gonna think about, Nebraska's pass D. What the heck are we gonna do?
I know.
It's just, but I mean, then on the other side, our defense didn't look too bad. I mean, they held Minnesota, scored us for the whole game until the end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, we'll see what happens. I mean, see if that coach Rule knows how to adjust, and see. It's too early in the season to even try to complain or try to this and that. But as us fans sitting on couch coaches, we can see this, see that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was saying last Thursday when they played. I was down there cooking up and made glizzies for the town, and we were all sitting down there. I said, man, I just want to go home and watch this game in the comfort of my own home, because I don't want anybody see me hollering around, cussing around, and saying whatever.
I know.
That's why I said earlier I was ready to throw one of them bratwursts at that screen downtown. Call timeout, you fool. So I don't know, it was crazy.
Yeah, man, that was pretty crazy, man. That was a crazy game, but I'm excited for this game in Colorado. I've been excited ever since. I know he don't like to be called Neon Dion no more, but Coach Prime out there, when he signed with Colorado, and all the hype he was getting, he's telling those kids at Colorado that were coming back to hop in the transfer portal because he's cleaning house.
He's bringing everybody.
Yeah. So I really wanted to see him, but man, why do they got to play against the Huskers? You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see. Because like I said in the post that I posted on Facebook over my lunch hour,
the one that says "Yeah, geez."
I didn't do a "Yeah, geez" post. Those are yet to come here.
Oh, okay.
But maybe lose my train of thought now.
Oh,
But,
you said you was taking another lunch, and then you said something after that.
and you ate twice before you got lunch.
You ate twice before you got there, and then.
Disregard what I was gonna say. You're clowning.
All right. So anyway, so check it out, you guys. This coming Saturday, I believe it's probably on a Big Ten network, but at 11 o'clock a.m. It's an early game, so you guys better get up.
I don't know if it'd be on Big Ten. You want to check that, Best, or what? See when it's on, because it's something like that.
It might be on
like Fox or something, or
or ABC, something like that, because they're probably gonna be. Fox Sports.
Fox.
Okay, so Fox Sports. For y'all that are going to be watching that game, check that game out. I know I will be. Okay, So moving along. Bro, the next topic, man, that we got for tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the golf fundraiser this past weekend.
all right.
Okay, so we've been talking about this last couple weeks about the Boys and Girls Club having their very first kind of big fundraiser going on. They had a golf tournament over in Pender at the Twin Creeks Golf Course.
Yep.
And myself and B-Love and Coach Huge, was he over there? Did he make it?
I don't know. I remember you when you're opening up with the opening prayer, you said everybody to watch his card.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think I seen him over there.
And said that prayer and asked God to watch his card.
Pray for God or Huge not to cheat over there.
You better, God's watching you.
Yeah, I can't remember if he was over or not, but we had a lot of the local golfers go over, and it was a real good turnout. Big shout out to nephew Kuna Bass, Greg Bass III, for doing what he did over there. It's a good turnout.
Yeah, shout out to his staff too. They was over there getting busy over there. And it was a really good turnout. And you know what I think when we try to have your first tournament, like, you know how they say there's not a first annual, it's the first. Well, having a first tournament and having a good turnout, it gives you kind of like how you say, like, peace of mind that you know that that next tournament, the second annual, is going to be even bigger.
Yep.
So just a little encouragement for the Boys and Girls Club. Keep on doing that.
Yep.
Keep on doing it, and just work out the kinks and make it bigger and better.
A couple of tweaks in there, that we talked about outside the show here that just need to be addressed, like just to fix it up a little bit and then make it funner, fun for everybody, and which everybody had fun because it's golf. But there's little things on certain pin prizes we could do, like add a couple more things to it to make it even more competitive. But in a fun way.
In a fun way.
Yeah, in a fun way. So there's little things like that.
Yeah. And one of the things that I thought about, and I know you probably thought about it too, is because of the great pin prizes that they had, the cost of them,
the expensive
pin prizes. Yeah, expensive pin prizes. I mean, I'm talking golf bags and new drivers and new putters, all that kind of stuff. That they should allow only a person to only get one pin prize.
Sure.
Because sometimes you get those
ringers,
ringers and stuff like that. They'll take home 3 or 4 pin prizes, and that's about $1,000 worth of stuff, And just like, I guess, kind of spread it out to everybody who was there.
Yeah, give everybody a little
donating money to the cause. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yep. Exactly. I feel the same way.
But congratulations to all the winners. It was I believe, was it Anthony's team that took first place? Anthony and Charlie Earth.
Anthony Earth, Charlie Earth. I believe it was Sammy Prue, and I think that Thomas. I don't know what his last name is, but he's pretty good.
Tommy Woods.
Yeah, Tommy Woods.
Tommy Woods.
Tommy Woods and Sammy Woods.
Tommy Mickelson and Sammy Mickelson.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, those guys. They end up winning the first place, and then I can't even remember who won second place because we got tied for third, and somehow we got
I think
bumped.
they said Winnevegas.
Oh yeah, Winnevegas bought about 30 mulligans and 20 pick of putts.
Winnevegas sponsored their team, so they had sent a jackpot over here, and they got 20 pick of putts and. Man,
17 under.
Finished 23 under, and we only golfed 9 holes somehow. Salty guys because we lost. Salty moms.
Top 3. Congratulations to the winners. Oh, Aaron LaPointe and Ho Chunk Farms. They end up getting third somehow or another.
Yeah, I heard they had a really cool golf club in their bag. It's like a foot wedge or something like that.
Oh yeah. Aaron carries that around.
A foot wedge and invisible balls.
Yeah,
pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Magnetic balls.
Yeah, they throw that little magnet in that hole. Yeah, man, that's that one right there.
Bad guys.
I know.
All right, moving on
now. All right, so.
Oh, we already got those other ones right there.
Oh
bro.
man, I think we went over time a little bit, but it's all good.
Oh man, I gotta get going.
What is it? Oh, okay.
Hey,
Quinn,
go ahead. You might have to finish up, bro, because I got to be in the city at 7, so it's already like almost quarter after, so
right.
I got to get going, so you got to finish up.
Just make sure that this guy don't get paid for that.
Hey, I get paid extra. It's over. Hey, real quick, I'm going to do my Athlete of the Week real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give that to our guest here, Jason Bird, and congratulate him on his state championship in Class Z.
Class Z4.
I'm at B, Jay Bird. You're
Well,
the man.
Since you're here, then I'm going to give mine out too. Then
okay.
And I wish I can give one to all the state champs.
Sure.
But that young man we talked about, Todd.
Yeah.
Todd Stabler.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it to him.
There you go.
Todd Stabler, you're my athlete of the week. I need to find you somewhere, Todd, and I got your medal in my truck with me, and I'll get a picture with you, man.
Okay,
so
Jay Bird Jay Bird didn't get a picture out front either. So, but thanks everybody. Quincy's gonna finish up the show. The big dog has to bounce.
All right.
Peace.
All right. Thanks a lot, bud.
All right, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, we are done with the show today. One announcement though, for anybody who has basketball players, boys or girls, keep your eyes out and your ears out for bulletins and announcements for basketball teams coming up. A lot of the teams are getting their information together like right now because the leagues are getting ready to start at the end of October, early November. So we got about a month and a half or a month and 3 weeks to get everything situated. Entry fees, uniforms, all that kind of stuff. So if you keep your eyes peeled and then make sure and call the correct people to ask about getting your kids to play. Big shout out to Whirling Thunder for all the things they do. Walk-in Wellness is going to be starting tomorrow. So if your kid is not signed up for Walk-in Wellness, make sure and get a hold of somebody at the Wellness Center or stop down there and fill out an application, get your kid in there. And also, if you're a parent that wants to join your kid and help them walk and walk with them, you can sign up for being a volunteer walker as well. I'm going to do it, so I'd like to see more of you parents out there. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to 100.9 FM. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. You are listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. This was episode 39. We'll see you next week when we do episode 40. Good night.